When I think about this question of what is a successful leader or any of the other jobs in the organization, because this sounds corny, I know, but I really do look at everybody in here as we don't know, yet when you first come, what your potential is.
I think the word that describes Jerry best is visionary.
The one word I would say to describe Jerry is passionate.
I think caring would be the best word to describe Jerry.
Determined.
Dedicated.
I first met Jerry as a client of First Children's Finance. And I came to First Children's Finance and attended some meetings and got to know him and the organization really through that first interaction. And that was how I was recruited to work at First Children's Finance. So yeah, that's how I met him.
Jerry has worked very long, very hard. He never gives up. He is always looking for an answer to matters, concerns. He is just always dedicated to the issues, the problems, the solutions.
I actually started to know Jerry when I was a teenager. Him and my father worked together. And so I met him actually tearing down a garage or shed in his yard. As a teenager, I needed some extra money, and so he hired me to tear down the shed in his yard. And so I brought over a hammer and destroyed a shed in his yard, and that was the first time I met Jerry.
I came to know Jerry through my work on the board. I actually had never heard of Jerry, did not know Jerry before I joined the board. One of the former board chairs, Greg Ellison, had reached out to a partner of mine at our firm and asked if there was anybody who'd be willing to join the board to bring some financial expertise. And so when I heard about the organization, I was kind of drawn to the mission as a working mom. But from that first meeting in Jerry's office 12 years ago, I really got to know him through my various roles on the board and just have had fun collaborating with him along the way on everything that FCF has been undertaking as an organization.
He's always thoughtful. He always cares about what's happening not only in your life, but your family's life. And that's great for a boss. And in this type of a nonprofit, it's great to have a boss that not only cares about you, but your family as well.
Jerry is the colleague who knows your children's names and your parents' names and your dog's name.
Also just his genuine spirit. I think they kind of go hand in hand. I think, from what I've seen, everything that Jerry does, he brings his genuine self to it. And so it's so fun to be around that and someone who's so engaged and passionate about something.
He's a very caring, honest, open person, and he's helped create this environment that's just a wonderful, caring, honest, helpful environment. The staff here are always willing to help, always willing to pitch in, always willing to go the extra mile, and it's just a great environment to be a part of.
I think that he combined childcare and the business and finance side of childcare as a field, as an idea, as a concept, decades before anyone else was talking about it.
So back, 30 plus years, he kind of knew what he wanted to do and fill that void with childcare, and he's stuck with it all the way through and made it better.
I mean, he was never the rah-rah cheerleader, but he was the cheerleader. He did drive us to do things that we knew would work out, only because it's Jerry. And Jerry is the miracle worker, I mean, that's just who he is. He was always the great person. And again, his heart was always in it. And he's just smart enough to figure out how it can be done. And it was done.
Jerry's impact on the culture. I mean, wow. He's the only leader the organization has ever known, that all of us have ever known in that role. And so I think when I think about the culture that he's created, his kindness and his compassion and his caring, I think has really created a family environment within the organization, including at the board level.
He takes care of the people around him, whether that's his colleagues or his friends or his family, but he also, at the same time, and in addition to taking care of First Children's Finance and shepherding it to where we find it today, is a little bit of a gambler and a little bit of a risk taker. And so he is this wonderful combination of warmth and compassion and daring.
I think some of his best skills or attributes really are, the nature of his visionary style and really challenging the status quo, not being satisfied, and really challenging the team to think bigger and to think differently.
Jerry is an open and caring, honest person, a genuine person, and I think that is reflected in the staff. And so I think that stems from Jerry and his personality.
You are,
You are,
and always will be,
and always will be
and always will be
part of FCF.